Welcome back to the podcast, Mostly Superheroes, here in the studio with the trifecta. The boys are back, Andy the Giggler, Scotty Scoop. I'm your host, Logan, here to talk about the MCU with Agatha All Along, DC Universe with the Penguin, and D23 happened in Brazil. Plus, fan contest where we're giving away a prize to see our friends The Urge. The big announcement is happening, and an event coming up. This is Mostly Superheroes. Enjoy the show. That's right, another one of Mostly Superheroes here in St. Louis, Missouri, indie podcast, talking about nerdy stuff in the basement with my friends. Agatha All Along is done. First season's in the books. Same goes for the Penguin, and we're going to do some really quick recap reactions for you, plus a lot of other fun stuff. Big thanks to today's sponsors, The Gramophone in the Grove, best sandwiches in town, as well as Team Jakey in the Stigma. More at mostlysuperheroes.com/give. Learn about Team Jakey and their support for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and Provident Behavioral Health. And more to say with Randy Naughton really helping us out. She's got some really fun episodes coming up on her podcast. Bob Costas' episode is coming out. She just released one with Michael Rappaport, who is hot right now after the election taking place. And, of course, you can be a sponsor if you're a patron, which the Patron Pre-Show coming at you for as little as $1 a month. You can check that out at Apple Podcast, Patreon, and as well as Podbean. So, guys, that is our intro. Welcome back to the show. I'm going to this guy first. Andy the Giggler, welcome back.
I'm back, baby.
Welcome back.
My longest absence ever.
Welcome back. That's
2 whole weeks. 2 whole weeks. It felt like 2 months.
Yeah, it wasn't a hiatus by any means. And I'm just now seeing your shirt, Pittsburgh Steelers, and they're Avengers?
It's Victory Monday. They just they beat the Washington Commanders yesterday.
Squeaked one out.
And truly established themselves as a legitimate contender, and I'm fucking so excited.
Wow, we got the F-bomb out of the way.
Sorry.
And it's because it's the Steelers, and they have a chance.
That's
I
how you
guess
get
I'll
me going.
save mine for the next episode.
It's how you get me going.
Are you as passionate about any team? Scotty Scoop, welcome back.
No, I mean,
any one team that you look for?
it used to be the Packers before we got the Rams. I rooted for the Rams. They left. I just root for my fantasy team at this point.
I was gonna say because in the fantasy chat you haven't really ever been like one team or anything. You're just kind of a general fan.
Yeah, just a fan. Just my players.
And then you got me, who doesn't know anything, but I have set my lineup every week.
Which
seems to be a problem.
Scraping together a lineup. Yeah, there are.
It is.
There are a few individuals in the league that are they're just not cutting it lately.
Like just not setting the lineup.
You know, they're not setting the lineup. They're leaving guys that are out or on IR, on their roster, on their starting lineup, and several people have gotten some free wins.
Big no-no. No-no.
Is
that a problem in your leagues too?
Not
Andy?
really. Not really. Mine are all for a good amount of money, so it's
that's the difference. Ours is just for not.
For sure.
For
But
a ring.
Happy to report that Team Mostly Superheroes is 7-3.
That's your team name?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
For,
Thank you.
Wow.
DJ from Third Eye Movie Review asked me to be in a league with a bunch of guys from the Biscuit Joint downtown, which is if no one's ever had that, delicious breakfast food. Oh my God. I had a biscuit sandwich there a few weeks ago. They're OG, and it was phenomenal. But I'm just whooping all their butts, so it's pretty nice.
That's awesome. Go Mostly Superheroes in the.
Who's our quarterback?
Nice.
We have Kyler Murray and Jordan Love. It's a very quarterback-heavy league. So
if you're like me, you don't know what that means, but
I've been wheeling and dealing off the waiver wire.
You have Kyler Murray.
I have him too. We had a friend get together, and one of our, we're in a league where like the friends have kids that are old enough to be in it, like 15, 16-year-olds in high school that are in the league too.
Nice.
Which is funny. There's a lot of fun of like,
banter
between like the dads and the sons, and like some of the kids will like be messaging where it's like middle of the night or the middle of the day. And
the
the dads
school.
The dads are like, go back to school.
What are you doing?
You can't be messaging.
Pay attention.
But while we're all also messaging.
Yes.
I beat Steph this week in our matchup. I played her.
Nice.
So that was nice.
Hey, there's your Sports Fix fans, and we're gonna get extra nerdy and talk about a lot of different stuff, and we're giving away something.
Fan mail.
We promised you a free vinyl. You can still win this one. It's still up for grabs. Many Eyes is the band. The Light Age is the vinyl. Heavily recommend this music and this album. It's so good. I listen to it all the time. You can scan the QR code that's up on your screen right now or go to mostlysuperheroes.com/contest. And then we do have a winner announcement. The Urge Show coming up November 29th at the pageant. Congrats, Andrea M. Congratulations, St. Louis winner. 2 tickets. You're going to see Steve Ewing do a backflip. You think he'll do it back?
Let's hope.
You never know with Steve what he's going to pull. The Urge is going to be there with the breakdowns, the playadors. Congratulations, Andrea. Really appreciate you entering to win. And you can win more contests like that at mostlysuperheroes.com/contest. Next up, we have a lot in this category. A lot happened over the weekend. Let's get into it.
News and rumors.
All right, so apparently D23, the big Disney announcement event that they host, where they announce stuff for Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, and some miscellaneous stuff. You know, it happened in August in the U.S., and then they just had D23 Brazil. So, like, going all in Brazil. Absolutely. And Kevin Feige was there making major announcements. They got Star Wars things. So I'm going to bounce around, and I'm going to go through these quick. So we'll pause where we want to, but there are a lot to get through, so I'm going to do them quick. D23 Brazil. First up, we had James Cameron doing a update on Avatar, Fire and Ash, the next Avatar movie coming in December of 2025. Had a first look at that. Toy Story 5 got some footage of like a Buzz Lightyear army. So, you know, you got this 30th anniversary of Toy Story that happened. They had a panel there with a lot of the executives from Disney coming in to give a tease of Toy Story 5, I think coming in 2025, potentially. I think a lot of this stuff was 2025, but maybe date TBD on Toy Story. In Star Wars Town, a few things. Andor, the TV show that takes place before Rogue One, if you're really wondering, has a season 2 coming out, and it's going to be taking place April 22nd, 2025. Then
Can't wait for that one.
You're excited for that.
Oh, yeah.
We know Dan P.
Yeah, I got to watch that. I haven't seen the first season yet.
Andor was fantastic.
Yeah, Rogue One, you know, the plan to get the plans to destroy the Death Star. This is the plan about the plans to the plans.
Mm-hmm.
Goes back a little further even, and you get to know Cassian Andor. I thought it was an excellent show. And then the Skeleton Crew, this is a new show coming out with Jude Law.
Yeah.
I mean, what in the world is this? I'm gonna hide this.
I don't know. There was some. I think I saw some children in that, so we'll have to get Dan's.
Well, we already know what Dan and Darth Vader think about that if there are kids in it. December 3rd, 2024. This is coming right around the corner. Star Wars Skeleton Crew. This is gonna be a fresh Star Wars
just
story.
a couple weeks away.
And then The Mandalorian and Grogu, a Star Wars movie connected directly to the series. That's a real thing that's happening. We're all so lucky about that. And Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni delivered a video message from the set of the movie and gave a tease of the Star Wars film to come, which is set to release in May 22nd, 2026. So they're talking about things, you know, even beyond next year.
It's too
far. I know.
They're filming it now.
They're filming.
It's
they're on the set calling in.
A year and a half. It's going to take a year and a half to finish this up.
I can wait. The Mandalorian, get it right.
When was the last season? Last year?
A long time, but like the first thing I brought up was Avatar.
I mean,
those movies come out every 15 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, next up, Marvel. MCU Town. Let's do it. What if season 3 this December 2024? It's coming out on December 22nd. They're doing the same thing as last year. 1 episode a day that week of Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of us. And apparently this is the wrap up.
The final
season, which no. The show is too good.
Don't.
I'm wondering why.
I think it's okay to say like we're wrapping up this storyline. Like maybe the storyline with like the Watcher and the Guardians of the Multiverse and all this stuff. Like, all right, let's wrap up that storyline. And then what if? The concept is too good.
No, yeah, you cannot get rid of this.
Absolutely.
It has unlimited potential.
Unlimited.
It can do anything.
And we saw a lot in this trailer.
A lot.
I mean, go ahead, Scotty. I mean, I'm trying to think of things I saw, but there were so many things. What I'm really pumped about is Avengers do Voltron, essentially.
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. My shirt right here. They literally got like mega kaiju fighting robots building a giant robot that's Avengers. There's like a Moon Knight one.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe this.
I wrote down every character I saw in this trailer.
Go for it. Rattle them.
We got Sam, Cap.
Yep.
Spectrum.
There are so many. You didn't write them all.
White Vision.
Okay.
Ironheart.
Yeah, do 'em.
Bucky. Red Guardian. Nebula. Howard the Duck. Shang-Chi. Kate Bishop. Wong. Moon Knight. Some sort of giant Moon Knight, Iron Man 10-ring Voltron. Okoye. Hulk. Arishem. Kahori, the new character they introduced last season. We got Captain Carter. We've got Storm as Thor. Agatha Harkness.
Just had to give it up real quick for that.
Agatha Harkness, Bill Foster, Goliath, Loki, Kang. No, that's something else.
No, there's no Kang.
Kong.
There's no Kang in
Groot, Yondu, Mysterio, Phil Coulson, Nick Fury, Shuri, Zeus, and Dormammu.
Dude, this is and they're all
This
doing
is only
all right,
8 episodes.
It's only 8 episodes.
What is happening?
Not only is that list crazy long, but they're all doing crazy things. Like in the little bit that they showed, I was just like, man, they're really pushing it on this. You know, I mean, after What If Ultron won, I mean, what an epic storyline. I can't wait to see this. Don't make it the last season. We'll be watching it. We'll be talking. This is one where you almost could talk about every episode week by week, or at least we'll do some check-ins on it. But no matter what, we'll be talking about it on the podcast. All right, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, stars of the upcoming television series Daredevil Born Again, coming out March 4th, 2025, right around the corner. Both of those guys came out and gave a little teaser of things to expect, said hi to some fans. So cool.
New addition to the studio. You should probably point that out now.
Oh, yeah, we got a new addition to the studio. I'm going to just hold it up. This is a Daredevil Funko Pop bobblehead, which I guess they're all bobbleheads. And I mean, look, just for scale, this is it's bigger than my face. And not only that, but like this outfit is like kind of like a pink version.
Is that comic accurate from some point? What?
It kind of looks comic
and
color.
I need to know.
I mean, it's the yellow
Thanks,
suit.
Andy.
It's the
No
yellow
problem, dude.
suit for sure. But Funko does this thing with the Marvel characters.
It's so
where
big.
It's some sort of like negative
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
color swap thing, and yeah, I like those. They're awesome looking.
Got that on sale at Target, you said?
Yeah.
Shout out to Target.
Shout out Target.
Target.
All right, then we also had Captain America Brave New World. This movie's coming out February 14th, 2025. Anthony Mackie and Danny Ramirez came on stage and talked about the film. So we'll definitely be talking about this. Can't wait for this. Had a trailer with a little more
trailer.
detail. They put a little kind of edgy film style on it, but like I just can't wait for this movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely like a political thriller.
yeah.
type
Said it reminded
feel.
you of
Winter Soldier feelings.
yeah, and like conspiracy
Yeah.
and the president, and we got Harrison Ford. Obviously, they're showing this Red Hulk in the poster.
Red Hulk, Sidewinder, the leader is supposed to be in this one.
Nice, and we got Gustavo Fring is in this movie.
He's always.
Or is that Thunderbolts?
That's
No,
that's
you're right.
that's Sidewinder.
He's the Sidewinder, and I mean, there was just three particular moments of this trailer where I almost got out of my seat because they're just so cool.
Well, they show his suit. They show like a helmet. They show him doing like a crazy superhero landing that seems pretty impossible to me without super soldier serum. What do you think?
He's wearing like a Wakandan tech,
Yeah, the tech makes him
like almost like an Iron Man
man suit. Yeah, it's like an Iron Man suit. It's like nanotech.
100%.
Gotta be.
It's come so far.
Yeah,
But, like-
vibranium.
But are we against him getting the serum? Does he not get it in the comics?
I don't believe he ever gets it in the comics.
He's just doing it.
I'm against it.
He's like Batman.
yeah, exactly.
He's kinda
People
like
are like,
Batman
oh,
now.
how can he do this? How does Batman do the stuff he does?
Yeah, and this guy's got long.
Hawkeye.
He's got crazy military
You
training.
know, like yeah,
He had hard years on the road with Cap. This guy has.
he trained. He knows how to throw the shields.
Yeah, I can't. All right. Thunderbolts, another one with a super soldier in it. Red Guardian,
Couple of super soldiers in it.
Bucky Barnes. What we get on this one? So this movie's coming out May 2nd, 2025.
U.S. agent, super soldier.
U.S. agent from the Falcon and Winter
Yeah.
Soldier TV show. David Harbour was the only one that made it to Brazil for D23 and was there just being David Harbour.
Nice.
Stranger Things final season coming around the corner. Just sneak that in there. Okay, and then X-Men, there is a plan. Kevin Feige on stage said when we were preparing for Avengers Endgame years ago, it was about reaching the big finale of our narrative. And after that, we had to start everything over again. This time on the road to Secret Wars, we already know very well what the story will be. And up to that point and beyond, the X-Men are an important part of that future. Basically, first of all, I could call BS on a few of these things. Like the Secret War plan has changed a few times for like different reasons.
Oh, of course.
But I hear what he's saying. Like the X-Men are coming after these big Avenger movies. So like we might get some teases. We're getting stuff like in What If, and there's just little nods here and there. In the end credit scene of the Marvels, you know, we got like X-Men on the screen. So like I'm not saying he's not saying it's impossible that we don't see him, but he's definitely saying that like the like X-Men storylines, like that's later. It's not now. Keep an eye on that. All right, Fantastic Four, or in Brazil, Quarteto
Fantástico.
Yes, first steps coming July 25th, 2025. And the crowd was given a sneak peek of the upcoming movie, and I think there was like footage of them in their suits even.
Give me that.
Yeah, I couldn't.
We got to be close to
I didn't Google it.
No, I haven't even tried. This is in my head like it's just,
I think people were getting copyright strikes like right away when they tried to put that footage up.
Disney's like, take this
down.
All right, Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, okay, presumably died in the Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness. But did she die is like the big thing. They just had, quoting Kevin Feige, they just had Agatha All Along. We're going to talk about it in the meet today. And in that TV show, they kind of talk about the Scarlet Witch and what may have happened to her. And there's direct ties to the Scarlet Witch in that TV show. I don't think that's even enough to convince me that she'd be coming back, to be honest. But what Kevin Feige is saying is she's probably coming back.
Yeah, we know the multiverse exists.
Like
there was a version of Wanda that we know is alive.
Yeah, exactly. It could be multiverse. It could be
looking for her kids.
She could be like in a psychic like coma or something.
Yeah,
just like under the rubble and just
never count out the Scarlet Witch.
She could be a ghost.
She could.
Could be a ghost.
Just
we'll talk about Marvel
Force
ghosts later today.
Just saying.
All right, this is fun. Into the Spider-Verse stars Miles Morales as Spider-Man. You know, these great 2 movies. We've got a 3rd movie coming to finish the act out soon. Kevin Feige says after that movie, Miles Morales is coming live action to the MCU. And that means to me, like, it's this Miles Morales. Like, they're going to do like he's going to jump over or something. And then some actor is going to be playing him. And, super exciting to think about this character coming out after that.
Secret Wars.
So, time out. Could
be
something
Secret
that
Wars.
Would have to be
Secret Wars. I mean, that's what Secret Wars was all about.
Maybe even in the Spider-Man 4 or something.
He's one of the only characters that made it from the other universe.
Right.
In Secret Wars.
In the comics. Mm-hmm. Like, he was like the one that made it.
It would have to be in a Sony movie, though, correct?
No.
Miles, or...
well, yes. So it would have to be in association with Marvel Studios.
Temper those expectations a bit.
Well, I mean, if Sony has shown us anything, it's they know how to treat Spider-Man.
True.
Not any of the other stuff.
Especially whenever Marvel
Spider-Man.
Studios...
And this is Spider-Man.
And if Marvel Studios is involved and it's a Spider-Man story,
yes,
it'll be fine. No Way Home. Speaking of Spider-Man, there's a cartoon coming out here January 29th, 2025, right around the corner. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. The crowd at D23 Brazil got a sneak peek at the original animated series. Follows Peter Parker on his way to becoming a hero with a journey unlike anything fans have ever seen and a style that celebrates the character's early comic book roots. Can't wait for this. We'll be talking about it.
Have they said who the voice is of this Spider-Man? Is it?
I haven't heard.
No.
I haven't heard yet. All right, how about this is the last one. This is the last one. And big thanks to B-Bomb. You ever heard of the website B-Bomb? I hadn't until I found this article. They did a great job. Blade is still happening, according to Kevin Feige. And he, in a nutshell, said, I can tell you that the character will indeed make it to the MCU. All right, now, is that as simple as he's in What If? Because I think Blade is in What If, I'm pretty sure. And it's Mahershala Ali, too. So, he's done voice work for this character.
I have a theory.
Let's hear it.
They're just going to have a Midnight Suns movie eventually.
And just
raw dog it and just go straight into
raw
it.
dog it.
Just go straight into it. Like they'll have a little bit of exposition on who he is, but I think just that would be. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I just think.
Yeah,
they're
you're saying
go,
they're like
go
the
more
opposite.
aggressive and combine all those characters together somehow. I don't know how they would do that so quickly.
Right. But I hear what you're saying. Like instead of going all in on an origin story, maybe doing something different.
Correct.
I mean, we've got some of those characters.
Yeah.
It's just, do they really want to jam that? And I'm so disgusted and done with this movie that it's never going to happen. Mahershala Ali is going to be 60 by the time he actually plays Blade.
Yeah, technology.
And
It'll be fine.
I mean, at this point, I say recast.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, that just goes to the point where
He's young enough. We get 10 years of
he's
20.
50.
What about Logan? Logan, Hugh Jackman.
He started playing the character when he was 30.
Yeah.
That was,
But Blade's kind of older.
I guess.
And then with technology, they'll be fine.
But this just goes to show you when Kevin said, a couple of slides back that it was all planned out through Secret Invasion. Well, it's not all planned out because this one fell through the cracks again and keeps continually moving down the line.
Well, all I'm saying is at D23 Brazil, Kevin Feige's like, I'm telling you that this is going to happen.
I'll believe it when I'm watching.
I agree. All right, more news like that at mostlysuperheroes.com/newsletter. Get our monthly newsletter. Subscribe totally free. If you listen to the podcast, you know that before and after the show, when we're hungry or craving some beers or some live music, we usually end up at the Gramophone in the Grove here in St. Louis, Missouri. It's our spot for the best sandwiches in St. Louis, like the epic classic The Jive, stacked with roasted turkey, thick-cut bacon, Swiss, lettuce, tomato, avocado spread, and pepper mayo on a toasted baguette. Don't skip the sides. Nothing beats Big Willie's homemade mac and cheese. It's the sidekick that never, ever lets you down. Plus, with daily specials, there's always something new to celebrate. So come join us at 4243 Manchester Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63110 at The Gramophone and tell them that Mostly Superheroes sent you. Visit www.gramophoneSTL.com for their full menu and more. The Gramophone, where heroes hang out.
Hi, everyone. I'm interrupting this podcast to talk about another podcast. Hi, I'm Randy Naughton. You know that lady from TV for so many years? Well, I too have a podcast called More to Say with Randy Naughton. Interesting conversations with interesting people. And when I say interesting, I mean amazing people. What about the Mac Daddy of all sportscasters, Bob Costas? Phyllis from The Office. Phyllis Smith is her name. Alan Hunter, one of the original MTV VJs. We talk to people about medicine, about tech, about travel, you name it. Great conversations. Now, they're, again, not interviews. They're conversations. So you never know where they're going to take us. Make sure when you're done with this podcast, check mine out. It's called More to Say with Randy Naughton, available wherever you stream your podcast.
What you watching?
All right, few things. I want to do these as quickly as you can. Quick recap and a rating if you got it ready. I got a movie for you on Netflix, a 2020 film, The Rental. It's got Allison Brie, you might recognize from Mad Men, Jeremy Allen White, The Bear, Shameless, Dan Stevens, he was in Legion, the main guy in Legion, and as well as he played like the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. And then a new face to me, Sheila Vareed. This is a great...
Vand?
Van, maybe. I thought it was R.I.
Nope, that's an N.
Oh, thanks. Sheila Vand. I'm glad you got me right now. The Rental. This is a movie by, who's James Franco's brother? Dave Franco?
Dave Franco.
Which, I mean, he's got some questionable stuff out there, acting and directing-wise, but this one's good.
Is this a foreign film?
No, not foreign. Totally just an American film about Airbnb situation gone awry. Kind of like a psychological thriller a little bit. Straight up kind of mystery thriller, and definitely some drama in there. IMDb's given it a 5.7 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 73%. On the 4.0 scale, I'd give this a solid 3.5.
Wow.
I had a great time. I think you just go in, don't watch the trailer, just enjoy this movie. You don't know what it is. It's The Rental. These four people are in it. Next up, Scotty Scoop talking about a trading card game.
Okay, so everybody knows I'm still playing Marvel Snap. Just a couple weeks ago, they released Pokemon Pocket. I don't know anybody playing the Pokemon.
No.
I'm not, but I grew up on it. I'm
grew up
I'm
on
still
it?
a fan. I knew the song. My dad hosted Pokemon trading card stores at the flea market every Saturday for years.
So they had an app before this. It was just Pokemon, the trading card game, and it was just like Pokemon.
And it's the cards. It's like
the cards.
It's like
yeah.
it's the straight up.
You
cards.
get all the cards.
Not
you
this is
you're
not
opening-
Pokemon Go.
No, this is the card game.
This is the
you're
cards.
you're ripping packs,
But it's
you're-
an app on your
You're
phone.
collecting. They've streamlined the game to make it go a little faster. You're creating small decks. They're giving you energy. You're playing real time against either a computer or a real person. And I downloaded it today, and it is taking up most of my time.
You battling?
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're
for
just
sure.
battling.
Battling. I'm up to like 100 cards already.
People online?
People online.
Got any,
Computer.
you got any Charizards?
I don't have a Charizard.
Is it the OG 151 or is it like
It is
all of them?
It is not the OG 51. They have kind of. You've got some of the 151 and some other from a couple other evolutions.
And the rest.
The rest.
Okay.
But in this first pack, there's I think 280 Pokemon, but it's from different generations.
Man, I was obsessed. I played the cards.
Hey.
We played the game. We had the games on Game Boy. I love this
You
stuff.
It's free to play.
You can download emulators on your iPhones now, and I just beat the original game.
Red,
Got all the badges
blue?
like a few months ago. Fire red.
I still have yellow.
And
Hands down, the best theme song maybe out there.
I
Yeah.
had such a good time.
Just shredding the guitar.
Yep.
Okay, so how do you get the cards? Like, how do you
It's,
attain cards? You got to buy them.
You can buy them.
Of course. Well, that's of course.
But
you can get free cards?
It's free to play, so you're completing missions
To get cards?
Yeah, you're winning battles to unlock free packs.
Is it a campaign or is it just like
No, it's just
play for points type thing?
play for points. Free to play.
Pokemon trading card
Get
game.
back into it,
Put-
folks. It's a fun time.
And where do you put it? It's in your pocket.
It's in your pocket.
So the app's called Pocket.
pocket
Pokemon Pocket.
Pocket Monsters Pocket.
Yeah, it's kind of like they just said pocket twice.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a good time all day.
What do you rate it?
Right now I'm gonna give it about a 3.4.
Out of a 4.0.
Yeah.
Solid.
It's a good game.
All right, Netflix TV show. I guess a reboot from the Matthew McConaughey movie?
I don't think it's a reboot. I think it's just it's adaptation of a book, I believe.
Called?
Or series of books. The Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix.
Yeah, wasn't that the
anyone seen
Matthew
this?
McConaughey movie?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a movie for sure. But
Okay,
I
so
don't-
now there's
I have not
Netflix.
seen that movie, so I have no clue how even closely related they are.
I haven't seen either.
Okay.
But so this is the Lincoln Lawyer Netflix TV series.
Yes, I mean the third season just came out recently. This is a great show.
Third season.
Courtroom,
Wow.
yeah, courtroom legal drama. Probably 10 episodes per season, about 40 minutes each. And it's one of those shows that just has a huge cliffhanger after each episode where I just can't stop going. So basically, the Lincoln part of it is Mickey Holler. He's a lawyer in L.A. He does a lot of work out of his Lincoln Navigator. So he has a driver a lot of times, and he's driving him all around to different cases, investigating things. He has his own legal team that kind of he has his own way of getting things done. That makes this a good show. He also gets in his own way a lot. I don't want to say too much, but me and Steph really enjoyed this season. We basically binged the whole thing in one day because we couldn't stop. So I think I'm going to give this one about a 3.6 out of 4.
Heck yeah.
Loved
I
it.
think I could see Carrie picking this up.
Yeah, I think you guys would like it. It's just one
I
of those.
watched Franklin and Bash for a while.
Man, I loved Franklin and Bash.
I was in on Franklin and Bash. I was
Hell
like, this,
yeah.
that was fun. Okay. Nice one, Andy. All right, here's a movie for you on Netflix, a new movie about an old story. Society of the Snow, about a plane crash, true story, in the Andes by a rugby team in like 1970 something.
Why do these teams keep crashing?
Well, this was in the 70s. This is like one of those OG,
Okay.
and this is a movie. This is a story. I believe I think it's been written in a book more than once. I think Carrie mentioned reading the book in high school. It's called Alive, I think. Society of the Snow. put this on your screens. It is a tough watch. I mean, it'll stress you out. But if you just remember, like, these people really did it. They really, and then there is like somewhat of something to look forward to without giving you spoilers, because it's a mixed bag story for sure. You got to be ready. I'll give that trigger warning on it because it's stressful. Society of the Snow on Netflix. This is a 4.0. This is a perfect movie. The team that made it, I'm just so impressed. I want to see a documentary about how it was made, because the actors like had to, in my head, go through a lot of what happened on this plane. And just from a shooting style, from how they did that practically, well, it was just amazing. So, yeah, I'm guessing neither one of you guys have seen this.
4.0. It's
been a while.
We don't give those that often.
There better be an abominable snowman in this for a 4.0.
It's a true story.
Oh.
It's a true
Yeti
story.
Then. Sorry, Yeti.
Right, a polar bear.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, tell us about this book.
Oh, is that a live shot? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
This is, yeah.
You brought it with you. Yeah, hold it up. You got camera over there.
There we go.
There you go.
Here we go.
Heck yeah.
I mean,
Batman Resurrection by John Jackson Miller, apparently like a continuation of the Michael Keaton movies.
Yes. Sequel to more or less Batman 1.5.
Before 2.
In between Batman 89 and Batman Returns, which is a Christmas movie. Christmas is coming up, so I gotta point that out. So basically, I mean, look at the back of this.
Hold it up right next to this guy. This is great. This is shot right.
I mean, I just saw this on Amazon.
You're the Giggler. This is where it all comes from for you longtime fans.
Yeah,
it all comes back to this. So have you read the whole book?
No, I'm only a few chapters in, so I'm not even going to give a rating. I'm just
nice.
Just wanted
How's it
to point
going so
out
far?
How pumped
does it feel like
right?
Yes, it definitely does. I feel like I'm in.
Transported
Gotham. I'm in
back
Gotham
before
again.
you were born.
Can you like hear the music?
That disgusting, like murky, gross Gotham that was in
like
the
you're
first
on
one.
the Batman ride at Six Flags.
To me, the Batman or the Gotham City in Batman 89 and Batman Returns is a totally different place. I don't know why. That's just how the movies, they just look different to me. But this is I'm immersed in the Gotham here, 100%. Like Batman's barely been in it so far. But you can tell that it's going to be the typical Batman of him balancing his Bruce Wayne life versus the Batman life. You get a few characters that you're going to remember, Vicky Vale, Knox. And then, honestly, I'm just really intrigued on, like, the very back says, funny thing about Jokers, there's 2 in every deck. What the hell does that mean?
Wow, there's another one.
I need to know that immediately. So I'm really pumped. It takes place basically just, you see the aftermath of the Joker's death. He's got his own cronies that are left over, and you kind of see what they're up to. I'm really excited. I think I'm not going to give it a rating.
Not yet. Any teasers yet for what he does in the movie The Flash?
Not yet. Not yet. That's another reason why I needed this, because
he's like, one day I just want to hopefully team up with The Flash.
I need a palate cleanser.
Crazy
after that movie.
Spaghetti.
I try to kill him with my spaghetti.
But evidently, there's another one coming out. This one's Batman Resurrection, and the next year is Batman Revolution. I don't know where that fits in the time frame, but sign me up, baby.
Have you read these, Scott?
No, I didn't even know they existed.
He's got the scoop on you today.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put them in the cart.
I'll let you borrow if you would like. Since you let me borrow 75 Ultimate Comics that I read.
We're gonna talk about those right now. Great segue. Yeah, the Ultimate universe and Marvel Comics run right now is so great. You got Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Black Panther, there's an Ultimate X-Men, there's an Ultimate Wolverine just around the corner. And then the Ultimate Universe, I guess is the name of the main storyline that takes place in between all these. We've been reading them. We got a link up on the website to Comic Book Herald that has the reading order for these, because it is like a bunch of storylines if you want to like keep it from one to the next. I'm following that directly. I think we're all pretty much caught up. Scott mentioned there's one more Ultimate right now that we have not read that you have that's sitting right here on the shelf. Because you've been keeping these in our hands. Me and Andy, I mean, you read 30 comics this week or something.
Yes, in one day.
And just in this one storyline, because it's so good, it's so fun. And
contained.
It's a contained story, in this universe. And, there's a countdown going on with the Thinker being the bad guy. The Maker.
Yeah.
The Thinker. That's DC.
Yep.
The Maker. Is it the Maker?
It's the Maker.
Yeah.
The Maker. And he's a evil Reed Richards that's like from, somewhere. Just
the original Ultimate Universe.
And he's like the biggest bad that you've had. He's rewritten it all. This Spider-Man is so great. I married Peter Parker. You know, you got this Black Panther comic with Storm popping in and Khonshu, and it's just been so fun. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm really looking forward to the Ultimate Wolverine. So maybe Scotty, you talk about that a little bit. You mentioned this is the Winter Soldier.
Ultimate Wolverine.
Being Wolverine?
So in this universe, the Maker's Council has Magic and Colossus and Omega Red. And they are unleashing the, I guess you would call them the Ultimate Winter Soldier, who apparently looks to be Wolverine.
He is Wolverine. So he's the Winter Soldier. He's got the mask, but he's wearing like almost like a John Byrne Wolverine and got the claws, obviously, the adamantium claws. This is awesome. I mean, this is, for being into this, you know, pretty good. Like, I'm really liking the Spider-Man. The Black Panther's pretty good. The X-Men, so-so.
It's an acquired taste.
The
Ultimates.
Oh my gosh,
is fantastic.
It's
definitely the best.
If you just read those
in the line,
you'd be having a good time.
Yeah.
Just those are like pretty much big Avenger books.
Six issues out, and that it's the one story that's going to be collected in a trade here in the next month or two.
So to bring in a Bucky Barnes that's Wolverine,
is it Bucky Barnes? We don't know.
We don't even know.
That's
the mystery.
Yeah,
there is a mystery there. That, I mean, he just.
I can tell you in some of the art that I've seen in the previews, it looks to be Logan.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I mean, it's Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if anyone's on the fence about it, dip your toes in the Ultimate Spider-Man. Like that's where I got started, and I was just like obsessed with the idea that they put out there, and this new fresh take that is really cool. Like, I'm already just thinking like I need to see this in like on screen now.
Yeah, you got an Iron Man teamed up with a Doctor Doom. Like this is fun.
Yep.
Imagine if they made a Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, but now when he's old.
That's what I'm thinking.
They're about to do it, I think.
Or Andrew,
I mean, just like,
or Andrew Garfield, either one. I'm gonna be picky.
He's getting his powers now. Like he starts out now.
Oh, that would be awesome. Like a true Ultimate version where like he's it's like him or like a Spider-Man we recognize. He's married. He's not Spider-Man.
Yeah,
they knocked that spider off. It never bit him, but then you get to choose. Like you get your little beer gut like sucks up. You're like, I'm feeling pretty good. But like managing that and the kids, and like one of his kids like finds out right away. And
what would you guys do if someone came to you right now and was like, the spider should have bit you 20 years ago? Are you letting that bad boy get you again?
Damn right.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Bite me.
I'd be nervous. When you're like in my 20s, I've been like, oh hell yeah. But like now I think about like, would I like break Carrie's neck accidentally or something? Like,
well, I mean,
you might have webs coming out of me.
As long as somebody's not throwing her off a bell tower, I think you'll be all right.
Right.
Or like end up like that spider guy on The Boys, like with a spider web hole in his back.
Oh no!
Like you just don't know exactly
that's where it was.
You just don't know exactly what's going on. That's all I'm saying.
Zendaya.
All right, Ultimate Marvel Universe, more to come. Hey squad, Logan here from Mostly Superheroes, wanting to talk to you today about some real life heroes. Team Jakey, headquartered here in St. Louis, Missouri. They're turning the tragedy of losing their beloved Jake Zeller into life-changing action. Not just by making a difference, but by saving lives. Team Jakey supports both the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and Provident Behavioral Health here in St. Louis. Join us at their annual Gentleman Jake Memorial Cornhole Tournament. It's more than just a game. It's a community coming together to lift each other up with some of the world's best prizes. If you're feeling down or know someone who is, Team Jakey's here with a message of hope. Reach out by calling 988. You can also visit www.afsp.org or text TALK to 741-741. You're not alone, and there's always a way forward. Someone's waiting for your call or text message. Search for Team Jakey on Facebook and learn more at www.mostlysuperheroes.com/give. Every bit helps, and together, we can make a difference.
The meat.
Welcome back from the break. This is Mostly Superheroes. Back for the meat, the chunk, the sizzle. It's why you came. It's why we're here. It's why us nerds showed up today to talk about a couple things. First, in the MCU, Agatha All Along. Season 1 just finished up. We've already done like an intro to this show. It's listed on the same webpage on the website. So if you go to the Agatha All Along webpage, you can search at mostlysuperheroes.com. You can get the who made it. I think we talked about episodes 1 through 5. Let's get to spoilers. Spoiler alert for the show, and we'll do roundtable ratings and thoughts before we move into the DC universe. That's right, it's a double meat, a double feature, a McChicken, no, a Big Mac.
Big Mac McChicken.
I would say a Big Mac McChicken, which, what are you guys thinking with that? But it's double stacked. Agatha All Along, spoiler alert, she died. She's a ghost. The Witch's Road wasn't real. It was made by Billy Maximoff, a psychic who is now reincarnated in this poor William kid's body that did die, but it is Billy Maximoff. This is the son of Wanda. He made the whole Witch's Road the whole time.
It was fake.
3 witches died, though.
Yeah.
Those witches totally died for real. But it was just like WandaVision. They did what they did in WandaVision to us again. A world was created out of thin air. What actually happened was Agatha had a kid once upon a time in the 1700s. Don't know who the dad is, but the kid was dying. Death shows up. Who's Death? Aubrey Plaza. Rio. And she's like, I'm going to take your son. And she says, please don't. She doesn't. Buys a little time. And along the way, they came up with this song. Down, 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 down the Witch's Road. And we all know it's catchy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's in my head all the time.
And not only do we think it's catchy, but witches think it's catchy.
Yeah.
And they use it to trick witches to like be like, oh, you like the song? It's a real thing. I need a coven. Come be my coven. And then she would suck the powers away. Mm-hmm. And her son, Nicky or Nathan?
Nicky Scratch.
Nicky Scratch.
Nicky Scratch. He says, Mom, do we have to kill these witches every time? Couldn't we just like hang out with them? And she's like, no, we got to kill them and take their power. Kid gets sick, dies, Death takes the kid, and this all comes out in the big finale to where she had this son. It was always a ploy when she brought the modern day witches coven, poor Kitty Red. And the only one that did survive was the one that sold like fashion like cream.
Yeah.
And she got her powers back and she made it, but the rest of them die all through this magic portal that the kid, Billy Maximoff, opened up, and boom, there you go. And then what happens in the end? She sacrifices. Well, a couple big things happen. Like the rules of the Witch's Road was still true. Mm-hmm. So even though he fabricated it, he made the rules, right? And the show gets funnier the more you realize this and you rewatch stuff.
Yep.
Like Agatha knew this like early on.
Oh, right away.
Because
when the door was created.
Oh, it's him.
She was like,
you're so much like your mother.
Shit.
You're so much like your mother.
That was huge.
This is not a real thing. I was just going to take everyone's power.
Yes.
And they were going to die. And now there's a door here. I guess we're going in.
And she knows the whole time.
Yeah.
And so what's the rule? If you get to the end, you get what you want. So the one witch got her powers back. Billy wants to find his brother. He's out in like the ethos is what Agatha's, he's just floating out there.
Somewhere. Yeah.
You have to put him into a body just like you did. And there's a kid drowning somewhere and there's a vision and he puts this, not his dad, like a vision in his head. and he puts this kid's body, Tommy, presumably, in that kid, and he's out there now.
Yeah.
So like he got to leave, and Agatha sacrifices herself to Death to let Billy go. Comes back as a ghost and is like, I'll help you find your brother. That's the end of season 1. Thoughts, Scotty Scoop. Did you know about her being a ghost? Are you a comic fan of this? What were you going in? And what were your thoughts on the series?
I don't know a lot about Agatha in the comic books. So, I mean, this show was just all new to me.
Just a new, fresh thing.
Just a new, fresh thing.
No prior knowledge coming in.
Okay. I know Billy and Tommy, but, I mean, this didn't really have anything to do with that, really.
Just Billy, kind of.
Just
being
Billy.
able to do psychic and reality powers,
and
essentially.
It's nice to get fresh stuff.
Yeah.
Like not rehash things that you've already read or seen, and then you kind of don't know what to expect. It's a little surprising. I really enjoyed this. I mean, when they announced it, I was like, really? This is what you're doing with your money? Like, you got to find something better. And as it got further along and they're like, oh, well, it's going to be a musical. And I was like, musical, that's interesting. I do like some musical elements. Like, just do something different than everything else. And as it was coming along, I think I waited for like 3 or 4 episodes, and I downloaded them all, watched them on my trip recently, and I was really into it.
You liked it.
After that, I was there every week for the new episode.
Yeah.
And I had a really good time.
Nice. Very
Catherine
good.
Hahn,
And you
Aubrey Plaza. I was like, yes, more.
Cool. And we'll see if there's any final thoughts on like MCU implications. Andy, Giggler, Agatha All Along. Where'd you fall with this? You and Steph watch it. Just you.
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
Oh, yeah, we were in that appointment TV every week, like any Disney Plus show, as is always. We're strapped in. I mean, I really enjoyed this one. We even had a Ralph Boner appearance.
Yes.
That he basically is the one that told Billy that who he was, more or less.
He's like, I was possessed. I did live there. It was not cool. Agatha was pulling on the string. She made me kill that dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, like, I'm
F
just,
that.
I'm not forgetting that she did kill the dog, even if she made him do it. But yeah, dude, that Ralph Boner scene was great.
Yeah, for sure. Catherine Hahn was just epic. Same for Aubrey Plaza. Like they were so good together. And like this is something that I want to rewatch now. Like just knowing that Agatha knew the whole time, because I didn't catch that like until it was too late. For me, I'm a little bit slow sometimes, but honestly, I'm ready to see what obviously WandaVision was the first part of this, Agatha All Along. I've heard that Vision Quest might be kind of like a third entry in this story. Is that where they're going to look for Tommy? I don't know, but I'm ready to see, like, I want to see where that story goes. I definitely want to see Vision again, and Wanda. Like everyone was like wanting Wanda to be a part of this. They didn't need that. I'm glad that they didn't. But I think I'll go with do we do ratings?
Go ahead.
Like a 3.4 out of 4 on this one.
Nice. Fair share, man. I would say, I felt like it was a bold, cool thing to do a show like this. It totally did come off the WandaVision theme of like a fake reality, kind of like a what's going on, and like a gotcha at the end. So like they kind of repeated the formula in that sense. So for that reason, like WandaVision's timeless. I don't know if this will be as timeless, because you're kind of like, after you find out that he was doing everything, it is fun a little bit, but you're also like kind of over it a little bit. Whereas like the WandaVision, I can watch over and over because you realize it's Wanda doing everything. So whenever you kind of put that on like what's happening and like the dialogue that's being said, or like whatever situation she's put herself in, we know that character deep, hard, and true. Whereas like this Billy character, we just don't know. The connection to Wanda, I mean, how do you not go down this road and not do a family reunion whenever you got Vision Quest ahead on the schedule? So I think it's kind of like, the fact that this kid existed changes the storyline of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, like in a giant way. Like she had no idea that her kid like was out in the ether. She didn't know that he took over this dying kid's body. If she had known that her son was like literally on the earth when she was, she would have not been doing what she would have been like, oh, my kid's alive. My kids are alive. Like I don't need to go hunting the multiverse for my kids. They're here. Like they just need a body. And then they're back, which is like crazy too. Like they've totally introduced this like concept of like, you can body jump essentially, even if you're a created character. So
yeah.
I think that's, I think it'd be a mistake at this point not to do it. But at the same time, is this one of those things where like we just never hear anything about Billy again, and it's just like this one show? Or
oh no,
I've heard that I heard Billy might have his own show.
I mean, Wiccan is a young Avenger.
And there you go. And he's
a young Avenger, 100%.
Yes, and this was definitely one of the more gay shows for Marvel, which is like, I'm quoting Aubrey Plaza on that. She's like, it's the gayest show Marvel's made, which is awesome. So like you've got like this great representation, something that hasn't been as strongly present in Marvel stuff. I think that's like a big part of it too. But overall, Catherine Hahn's a huge win. You want to see more of her all the time. Like, I'd be ready, just keep popping her around the Marvel universe.
Please.
Which would be, I would watch a season 2 as well. So yeah, I'll go my rating. Then I'll be done on this one. Agatha All Along. Give this a solid 3.3 out of 4.0. Scotty?
3.35.
Nice.
Split the difference. Nice.
Yep.
Any
Right in
final
between.
thoughts on the latest Marvel television series before we move on?
Where does it go? Is it an Agatha season 2? Is it a Wiccan season 1? Do they try to jam all this into, Vision Quest? When do we get any kind of closure to this?
Especially whenever you got like Kevin Feige talking about like streamlining the slate and like
Yeah.
only focusing on certain titles.
Yeah,
and-
we're doing 2 movies a year and 3 shows.
right.
Like, does this get pulled into priority, or does it kind of another
Fizzle
thread,
out.
another thread that doesn't get pulled on for 10 years?
Yeah.
That's all I'm worried about.
Fair. All right. Next up, the DC Universe. Matt Reeves' The Batman 2022. They introduced a character called the Penguin. Didn't introduce the character, but introduced Colin Farrell playing the character with this crazy body makeup. Really great, fun character from my side. Definitely one of the highlights from the movie. We've already done a What Is This TV Show? Just find the Penguin landing page on our website, mostlysuperheroes.com. Just search the Penguin. You'll find we did a Who Made It? What's the show? Now we're getting into season 1 is over. It has just happened. Spoiler alert. The Penguin won. Spoiler alert, we said it. He won. This was a crazy show. We've all seen it. Scotty binged it this weekend just for us. I'm so excited to hear your take after getting a binge experience. I'm kind of envious of that. Me and Andy are watching this thing week by week, and Colin Farrell is just crazy. Or did you binge it too?
No, every week. I can't.
Every week?
I can't.
As
wait.
you were a huge Matt Reeves
it's a Batman. Yeah, it's a Batman universe. Like, there's no waiting for me. It was 7:55, 5 minutes before it came out, and I was already on HBO Max, refreshing, like on Sunday, ready to go.
Just hitting
And
it
I-
for 8 o'clock.
And I had just got done watching the Batman to get ready for it. So
Well, you know how we do it. Same drill here like we did for Agatha. Quick recap. The Penguin came out, this is 1 week after the Batman movie. So the flood had just happened. Gotham's flooded by the Riddler. The Penguin's trying to pick up the pieces and be the lead mobster. You got the Carmine Falcone and the Falcone family. Carmine died in the Batman. So there's like this void, right? And that's this whole season is the Penguin trying to become the leader of Gotham in terms of crime, battling a long-forgotten daughter of Carmine Falcone, Sophia Falcone, and she got very wrongly put into Arkham Asylum for like 10 years because she found out her dad was killing women and like strangling them and getting away with it, including her mom. And when she found out, he locked her up and made her go crazy. And she kind of comes back as a force, takes over the family. The Falcones go away. She's a gigante. I'm a gigante. I'm gonna take over the crime stuff now. She kind of tries to team up with the Penguin, and the Penguin does what the Penguin does over and over and over. He convinces whoever he's working with to like work with him, give him a second chance, but then he's a snake that comes back and gets you in the neck. Has this really deep, crazy, complicated storyline with his mom. He murdered his brothers by locking them in a sewer drain when they were young boys, just so he could hang out with his mom more. He's got a pretty unhealthy relationship with his mother. It's almost like he's trying to date her. And then it becomes this thing where, we find out in the finale, she knew the whole time. This is it. Sophia kidnaps Penguin's mom, and we think like it's going to be a big reveal. It's going to be like, oh, she'll tell him that I just told your mom that you killed your brothers. No, she's known the entire time since they were young kids. And as a matter of fact, right after it happened, talked to Rex, the lead mobster that the Penguin like really looks up to, and says, kill him. Like, you can kill him. Take him off my plate. But in a moment decides like, I can't kill my son. He loves her more than anybody and actually does want to like provide for her. And she kind of just feeds into that. And this kid that committed murder as a kid somewhat gets rewarded for that act and becomes this Penguin that we see. And these are the cycles that this guy gets in. Just like you get a relationship, he gets what he wants, He's gonna turn his back on you. And he ends up getting the best of Sophia. Teams up with another mob family, and she thinks
Maronis.
the Maronis. Was that he teamed up with somebody in the end?
The triad.
The triads,
triad,
and it was pretty much like a, he had people on her side. She thought she was gonna just up and leave Gotham, leave it all behind, burn down the mansion, but he gets the best of her and ends up getting her thrown back into Arkham, is where it lands. So Sophia's back in Arkham.
That's worse than death for her.
Oh 100%. Man,
100%.
back in her place. And if you were wondering if there was gonna be a little sister action, because of what we found out in the Batman movie, Selena Kyle, Catwoman, played by Zoe Kravitz.
Yes.
She found out she was also a daughter of Falcone. So she writes Sophia a letter at the end of this. That'll be a thread. That's just a thread that they kind of, they're like, oh, maybe something will happen here. And Penguin gets his way into pretty much the mayor's office. Like he works with a politician to say, like, listen, I'll give you Sophia. I'll give you all this crime ring. You get me into this building to start working closer with politicians. And he does. He's at the end of the show. He's got a brand new tux on, top floor of a place.
Penthouse.
The penthouse where in Crown Point or wherever they lived.
Yeah.
The bad neighborhood. And his mom had a stroke during the big Sophia encounter. She confronts, Penguin about killing her other sons and has a massive stroke, and she's basically a vegetable. And Penguin basically keeps her around just to feed that fake ego he has going on still, and she has one tear that goes down her face.
That's terrible.
Tragic.
And I mean, she said, like, once I go bad, I need you to end me.
Yeah, she said that
do
specifically.
He can't do it, so that's
and then what's he do? He's like, that's not even enough to have his mom up there in the bed. He now has the prostitute presumably that he hired through the whole series that was like his lady. He's now hired her to not only do that, but pretend to be my mom.
Yeah, really weird.
Tell me that you love me and tell me that I'm doing great. And he is 100% delusional, but he is also much better positioned in crime and Gotham than he was when the Batman movie ended. And then the last shot, of course, she says to him as, pretending to be his mom, who's going to stop you now? No one can stop you. Bat symbol. That's all we got. And then hit the credits. All right, so that was the Penguin. Miss any big points?
Vic.
Go ahead.
Vic.
Go ahead.
I can't believe it, man.
Why do you think I'm not talking about it?
I mean, because
it
upset
horrible.
me.
Yeah. And I knew it. I was sitting there. I was like,
I didn't.
We have to walk away hating this guy. You have to walk away hating this guy.
Yeah,
what could make you
series
hate him? What could you make him hate?
Has made you
kind of root for him.
Form an emotional attachment.
You're kind of cheering for him.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, he's kind of doing it.
That's what modern shows and movies do now. They make the villain likable.
Until.
And I'm glad they took that extra step.
Yes.
To make this guy a villain.
Like, not only did this guy burn the Carmine, what was that family's name? Clancy Brown?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Maronis.
The Maronis
Oh,
burned his wife and son alive. They're like, oh, man, he's bad. Vic sits there and pours his heart out to him and is like, it's me and you, man. I've been with you through everything. I love you. What's he do? He hugs him and he chokes him to death with his bare hands. Can't have that. Can't have that. Can't have something.
Penguin hands.
Penguin hands.
Not bare hands.
Takes his ID out, throws it in the river.
A throwback to episode 1, where he took his ID out. And
that's right.
Oz.
That first moment.
Yep.
I hated it.
I mean, that kid should have gone away with his girlfriend to California.
Mm-hmm.
5 seconds before it happened, I looked at Steph and I go, wow, I can't believe Vic made it through this season. And then he did that. I was like, no. And it just
this is your fault.
It was such
Andy.
a confusing feeling because I 100%. I was like, I was rooting for him this whole time, and then now I'm like, I completely did basically a 180. But
he said I can't have any emotional attachment to anybody. I can't make this mistake.
Yeah, but
it'll drag him down. Someone that knows my vulnerabilities, like that's what happened with Sophia and like his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like people knew stuff, and they were able to use it against him immediately.
He's got one weakness left too. It's his fake mom. Like she sold him out to Sophia a few episodes prior,
right,
and gave up where they were at. Yep. He doesn't know that, but I think that's going to maybe be his weak point going forward, or maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, seeing that the bat signal at the end. I knew they were going to do it, and I'm glad they did.
I gotta say, like, I loved this show. I really enjoyed this show. I thought it was like not just a good Batman anti-hero, a villain show. It's a villain show, but it was just a fun like crime show. It was just a cool thing to see. Like, it was kind of like Game of Thrones, Sopranos, like, like a little bit more action than Sopranos. Like kind of like, oh well, like anything could happen. It's Gotham. And like, Gotham is great. I've talked about that a lot in the show. So I think that it stands on its own. I had a lot of fun, and I feel like I know Andy's loved it too. And so I'm bouncing around, but let's go to Scotty Scoop. Thoughts on this series, Scotty? And and any other plot points that we didn't get to talk about. I wanted to say, like, Juice is in this from Sons of Anarchy.
I didn't watch that.
Oh, he was all right. So the doctor for Sophia.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Rush.
Yes, Dr. Rush that does all like the red line hypnosis and stuff.
Which I've seen him in a couple other things.
What'd you think, Scotty?
So
how'd it go, man? You're not a big villains only thing.
This is my the thing that I'm torn on. This was a really good show, but usually I'm not for villains without a hero focus. I think maybe I watched it too quickly, and it kind of all just melted together, and I missed a lot of those, plot points, and I was just kind of watching it to watch it. I still cannot believe that is Colin
Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
Yes.
Like, it's just unbelievable how real that makeup looks.
Yeah, and they do they get him all the way naked like a couple times.
Yeah,
yeah, that was.
And so I'm like, hey, they're not phoning it in. They're like, there's a whole body here.
But I did really enjoy the show.
All right, Andy, Batman resident. Like, me and Carrie are Batman fanning out on this. What about you?
I can't believe that they blew Danny DeVito out of the water. I mean, Colin Farrell crushed it. Kristen Milioti, they're gonna win awards for this season for sure. Matt Reeves, I thank you for putting this universe together. I cannot wait to see what the next. I mean, obviously Batman 2, but we don't even know anything about that. Like, what's going to be
2026. It's another thing. It's just too far away.
Yeah, well, Pattinson has a tough time filming in that suit. You'll remember, so it just takes a while to get it done. Yeah. No, all right. So you loved it. It's a great extension of the Matt Reeves stuff
for sure.
I think it might be better than the Batman in general. Like, the Batman was great. Matt Reeves with Pattinson, it was great. I liked it, but I like this more. Like,
Sony should be taking notes of what to do with a villain story without a hero. That's my number one takeaway. Sorry for just crapping all over Sony today, but
it was character development.
Yeah,
it was very rich.
It's hard to compare. You got 11 hours worth of content here.
It's a TV show
versus a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, but impressive. A spinoff.
Oh yeah, for sure. But what do they do after this? Is there a Penguin season 2? You got to wait until after the Batman 2?
Exactly. No, I think that they'll bring this Penguin into that movie. He's like at a certain height of power. In my opinion, you should not do too much. Like, you should focus on like wrapping up this theme with the Penguin, and maybe like you can slowly introduce little things, but like there needs to be like a closure in the second movie, and then the third movie needs to be like the Joker or something. Like, not to steal exactly out of Christopher Nolan's book, but, that's kind of like they had their stories and they stuck to it. Like, don't be trying to do too much in the movie. But they have a universe now, like, which, like, in the beginning, it didn't even seem like they wanted, like, any kind of universe. It was just going to be, like, these Batman movies. But now it's like, no, you get the Penguin. Oh, there's rumors of, like, maybe doing the Joker, which they did introduce already in the end of the Batman with that crazy messed up face. Like, are we going to get something there? Like,
yeah,
I mean, I'm watching. If so, like, this Gotham is fun.
An Arkham show would be cool. That's been talked about for a while. I think, this show just really, like, in the same way, like you said, Gotham, the show, like, this executed it way better, but the same type of vibes where it just gives you a whole different view of Gotham City this time.
Not near as silly Penguin as the Gotham show.
Yeah,
the Gotham show is silly.
Yeah, this is far from silly.
Yeah, you think it's silly, and he's kind of silly. Like, you kind of like look at him, you're like, this is kind of crazy, and then all of a sudden he's burning people alive, and like having these like weird moments with his mom where like he's like literally like so oblivious to like this He's a good actor, you know. And then he has this layer of like Italian mobster on top of him now, and like what? Like Colin Farrell can do anything.
I'm just wondering how you go from a PG-13 Batman to a rated R Penguin back to a PG-13 Batman after this.
Yeah.
I hope they don't.
Like,
I think they will because money, but
yeah.
They need to take a page out of that Absolute Batman comic.
Dude, man, it was sick, wasn't it?
It is. It's good.
Yeah.
Like that there's a reason it's called Absolute
Yeah.
Batman. I get it. All right, the Penguin. I don't know if we got your rating, Scotty.
My rating, I'm going to go a 3.5, only because Colin Farrell is so good.
Did you already give yours?
no,
This is it.
3.95 out of 4.
Wow.
Nice rating out of 4.0. And I'm going to go with a 3.9 out of 4.0. The Penguin, HBO Max, DC, Matt Reeves. More to come.
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon. Hopefully this movie's
I mean, if you're going to do something like this and build out your universe,
right.
I mean,
It's just like when X-Men came out.
Projects
When X-Men 97 came
lined
out,
up.
we were like, do this.
Yes.
Do it faster.
You know, something. At least every year, you got to have some kind of content for your universe.
Any final thoughts on the Penguin?
I love it.
Same.
Danny DeVito cameo would have been nice.
Bring it.
That's
A little nod.
The DC
Yeah,
multiverse
something.
movie coming up in a few years whenever this all fizzles out.
Just
No, I
throw him
think-
like a couple of the lines that Danny DeVito had. That would have been really good. Or
Yeah.
I thought maybe he could bite someone's nose
Bite
off.
somebody's nose off would have
Yes.
been nice. Maybe showing him eating a fish or.
They got him in the sewers.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
huge nod.
Dude, he's so bad. I can't believe
An umbrella that has like wacky stuff that shoots out of it. I would have gone for something like that.
Like riding in the duck
Or
in the
a,
sewers.
A knife that comes out of the end of the umbrella.
Just floating down via the umbrella. All right, let's talk about what's coming up. A few things coming up on the show. I'm seeing the Spill Canvas this Wednesday night at City Winery St. Louis. It'll be the second time that me and Carrie have seen this group in town. Really excited to see it. Watch for a review on our social media of that concert. Big event that we're collaborating with our friends at Four Hands Brewing Company here in town. Happy 13th birthday to Four Hands today. We're doing a Voltron party, an epic beer series collaboration celebration. We just had Andy Bergio, Liz Swires on the podcast to talk about this. Saturday, November 16th, this Saturday, 12 p.m., Four Hands downtown. It's also, I believe, the 50th or 40th Voltron anniversary as well. So it's just really well timed. They have Toy Du Jour coming in, who's a Voltron artist, only hitting like 5 cities in the U.S., and St. Louis is one of them. And then there'll be beers from all the breweries that Four Hands collaborated with to bring the Voltron beers to life. So Saturday, November 16th, come out and see Four Hands Voltron and Mostly Superheroes. We'll be there. Watch for our banner. We'll be doing some live recording of the podcast in some fashion. We'll have stickers, and we'll be drinking some Voltron beer. So we'll see you at Four Hands this Saturday. Another drink for a cause, another happy hour situation for you at Old Bakery Beer Company in Alton, Illinois. You might remember Lauren Patton came on the show earlier this year. Team Jakey will be there on November 21st. Drink for a cause, raising funds for Team Jakey in the Stigma, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, as well as Provident Behavioral Health. And you can find the details of that event in RSVP. Just search Team Jakey on Facebook. You can also find that linked up at mostlysuperheroes.com/give. Next up, Kraven the Hunter. Sony's back at it again. Aaron Tyler Johnson is going to be doing this Kraven the Hunter, a Spider-Man villain, December 13th. This poster, it was supposed to be coming out. It was supposed to be coming out in October.
It's supposed to come out like 4 times already.
But December, I think 13th or so. I don't know exactly the day, but we'll be seeing this at a local
I
theater.
think it's this month, I thought.
I thought it was December.
I mean, true Sony fashion. Nobody knows.
Check it out. I'm pretty sure it's in December. Watch for the details for the date. There's an event linked up. We're going to start doing a lot more
You're right.
screen and
December 15th.
socials. So screen and socials are going to be a lot more often. There's so many great movies that we see in our neighborhoods all the time. So start looking for our banners out at your local movie theater, and you can always see what movie and theater that we're going to be at mostlysuperheroes.com/events. It's right there on the homepage. Go find it. You can RSVP. You can tell us if you're coming, and come out, get a sticker, get some merch, and talk about nerdy movies with us. We'll see you before, after the movie. Kraven the Hunter is our next one on the docket. So go RSVP now at mostlysuperheroes.com, and we'll see you at the movies. We'll be talking about What If Season 3 around Christmas time. Can't wait for that. And again, thanks to our sponsors, Team Jakey and the Stigma. More to Say with Randy Naughton, The Gramophone in the Grove, and subscribe where you get your podcasts and all over the social media channels. Guys, that's our episode, Mostly Superheroes. Let's do a round table. Andy, it was nice to have you back, dude.
Dude, good to be here.
It was a bad high five.
We're so good at that.
That was better. How was that?
Great.
It was a lot.
Yeah, I mean, look how quick we went, though. That was only like a little over an hour.
That was crazy.
Well done, boys. I was really excited to talk about those things. Honestly, I've been thinking about that a lot over the past month of not being here. But sometimes you just got to take a mental health break. So shout out to Team Jakey for always the help in that area. But I'm happy to be back for sure.
Yeah, man, and you, yeah, absolutely, ending the stigma around the mental health game, and you've taught me something. If your company offers great mental health resources, take them up on them. You know, if they let you have work from home days, or they offer like free counseling sessions, stuff like that. I've been hearing more and more that you might not even realize that you have those benefits waiting for you. So tap into those free resources. You know?
For sure, and that's why I'm here right now.
Yeah, feeling good, and hopefully, you know, you just seemed like the old pro that you always are.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man. Same to you.
You only had the one F-bomb about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, wasted it right at the beginning of the show.
Just for the Steelers.
Steelers football, man.
I got to listen back to the show and be like, man, where could I put my F-bomb?
I guess it needs to start being like one apiece.
Yeah.
I watched the game at the MAC yesterday and flew like 20 F-bombs. So it's just second nature for that team. But
Scotty Scoop, how about you, man? Final send-off.
Yeah, it was a good show. Got a lot out. Talk about some Ultimate stuff. Talk about some MCU, some DC stuff. It's all over the map today.
Yeah, real professional nerds in here. Professional fans, living the fandom. Got some events coming up. We're doing movies, comic books, events with Team Jakey, and doing some do-good stuff out there. So
seeing Red 1 tomorrow. Anybody else going?
No, is that a screening?
No. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we gotta get your review out.
Yeah.
You send me your review and we'll get it posted. So watch for a review of Red 1. That's
Red 1.
Chris Evans, The Rock,
the guy, J.K. Simmons. Yeah.
Looks like your rating.
Captain America.
To me, it looks like the rating is going to be in the ones after seeing
Captain
those trailers.
America, Black Adam, and J. Jonah Jameson.
Well, I can't wait to see. You got to tell us what you think of that, because the reviews haven't been that great, but we don't take stock in that. You just go see it, and we'll hear what you have to say.
We'll see.
All right, we'll see you next time on Mostly Superheroes, the podcast. Check it all out at mostlysuperheroes.com, and we'll see you next time. Take it easy. Mostly Superheroes is proud to be funded in part by our sponsors. Mostly Superheroes is funded in part by paying patrons who receive early, ad-free, and exclusive episodes. Subscribe at mostlysuperheroes.com/support. Thank you for supporting your favorite independent podcast. Mostly Superheroes is an independent podcast owned and operated by Carrogan Ventures in St. Louis, Missouri. Hosted by Logan Janis, Andy Hunn, and Scott Swearingen. Brand and creative by Carrie Clark Design. Music by Audionautics. Learn more at audionautics.com. Find more at mostlysuperheroes.com.